Raven Knight here, and welcome back to Raven Knight's Nostalgic Corner. You are on Season 1, Episode 2, Barbie. Now, if you are up for a sense of adventure, facts, or a little bit of history you didn't know, then come join me on the patio of the Dream House, and we are going to be talking about Barbie, where she came from, and how she is today. So, let's go! Now, Barbie is an American fashion doll that was manufactured by Mattel. Through the years, Barbie has had a high level of global success with her franchise, which is amazing. She was launched on March 9th of 1959, which means she just turned 64 years old this year. Her creator's name is Ruth Handler, and Ruth Handler was on a European vacation when she came across a fashion doll by the name of Build Lily. Build Lily has a very unique story to her. So I'm going to quickly jump into that. Build Lily was launched on August 12th of 1955 and was created by Reinhard Bouthane. And I think her company's name is Louis Marks and Company. I could be wrong about that. And Lily was originally designed to be an overly attractive bottle blonde who was hardworking and portrayed a hardworking, independent woman, but she had a little bit of a dark side because she always knew what her goals were, and she knew how to obtain those goals, and she would not hesitate to resort to using men to obtain those goals. Yeah, I know it sounds weird. Now, Mattel bought the rights for Build Lily in 1964 and almost immediately ended production of the Build Lily doll to make way for Barbie basically having a complete global takeover. And that was not before over 130,000 Build Lily dolls were ever produced. Now, here's a fun fact you guys probably didn't know. After obtaining the license of Lily from Louis Marks and Company, Louis Marks and Company claimed that Mattel had infringed on Grenier and Hauser's patent for Build Lily's hip joints. They also claimed that Barbie was a complete ripoff of the Build Lily doll, with very little differences. And Mattel made a counterclaim on the case and settled out of court in 1963, where in 1964 they were given the option of paying $21,600 to buy the patent for what is now the Barbie hip joints. Now, Mattel and Barbie have been known to be part of numerous lawsuits through the years, as well as numerous controversies, which have not limited to parodies being used about Barbie and her lifestyle, as well as the well-known lawsuit between MGA and Mattel, better known as Barbie versus Bratz. But we're going to get into that later. So, Barbie has had a long-running multimedia platform franchise since the 1980s. That is including but not limited to video games, movies, CGI animated movies, which started launching in 2001, and having a spot on Nickelodeon between 2002 to 2017 to have their movies featured there. Another interesting fun fact is Canadian singer Sky Sweetnam sang the song This Is For Me for the Barbie Diaries between the early 2000s as well, and unfortunately has gained little credit for that over the years. Now, Ken and Barbie were originally designed to be platonic best friends. They were not designed to be lovers. I'll let that sink in for a few seconds. And there is a real logical reason for that. Ken and Barbie are Ruth Handler's kids. They're actually brother and sister in real life, or were. So, Barbie has had a severe impact on society since she was released. Some of them good, some of them bad, and the most positive one that she's ever had was showing little girls that you can be a strong, empowered, hardworking woman as well as independence and do not need to sacrifice happiness for it. However, between 2014 and 2016, Mattel's sales for Barbie severely declined. Though in 2020, during the pandemic, Mattel sold over $135 billion in Barbie product, whether it was accessories, dolls, clothes, so on and so forth, which was $950 million more than their sales in 2017. Now, as I said earlier, Ruth Handler modeled Ken after her son, the Ken doll, after her son Kenneth. Kenneth was unfortunately unalived by a brain tumor at the age of 50 years old on June 11th of 1994. There were numerous controversies about his passing, including but not limited to snide remarks about him possibly being part of the LGBTQ plus group. Another thing most people don't know is Barbie was modeled after Barbara Handler, Ruth Handler's daughter, who was known for playing with paper fashion dolls. Barbie's parents, through the years, in the land of Barbie, were officially named George and Margaret Roberts. In the land of Barbie, Ken is actually Kenneth Carson. Now, many of you know about the ever-loving Ken and Barbie relationship that never seems to be compromised in any way, shape, or form. But some of you probably didn't know that in 2004, Barbie and Ken split up in the Mattel world. They gave Ken a makeover, hoping to appear more attractive to Barbie in 2006. And then on Valentine's Day of 2011, Barbie and Ken reunited and started going back to air quote dating. Now, here's some of the controversies. Barbie has been pinned for unrealistic body types for years and years and years. Many people claim that she is geared to impressionable female children and could lead to, I hope I don't get kicked off of YouTube for this, but eating disorders or EDs. She has been in the human world linked directly to several claims of EDs. And in 1963, Barbie Babysit's outfit came with a book that was titled How to Lose Weight - Don't Eat. Now, in 1965, that book appeared again in the Slumber Party set with a scale permanently set at 110 pounds, which in human world, for a person that's supposed to be 5'9", that is horribly unrealistic expectations of a weight stature. And apparently, in the land of Barbie, Barbie is actually 5'9". So they redesigned her waist in 1994 after numerous complaints about this unrealistic body expectation. Prior to the 1980s, Barbie has lacked severe diversity, which means all those beautiful Hispanic and African American and European Barbies that you've been seeing everywhere in modern days weren't originally there. Their first, I guess you could say, international style doll that they pushed out to expand that diversity was actually Hispanic. She has also been labeled a bad influence, striking a huge controversy with the American Association of University Women in 1992 because of a Teen Talk Barbie doll. And Teen Talk Barbie doll had over 250 different catchphrases that she would speak, but each Barbie doll had 4. So they would randomize them. And some kids were getting ones that were saying that math class is tough, which apparently a lot of people didn't like. So in 1992, October of 1992 to be precise, those dolls were issued a recall for the ones that had said this and swapped out to consumers. So basically you would take that doll in, swap it out for one that didn't say it. And then there was the teen pregnancy controversy, where in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a Happy Family line, which starred Barbie's best friend, Midge. That line was completely pulled from the market because they thought it was influencing young girls to have babies at a younger age, when actually Midge was meant to be married and a full-grown adult. And she had a removable stomach that showed she was pregnant and then she wasn't. So the controversies didn't stop there. There's hundreds more. But in September 2023, Barbie as a brand was completely outlawed by Saudi Arabia. And it was because she did not follow their everyday morals of women. Mattel also has been known to be, like I said earlier, part of several parodies in life. They sued a Tom Forsyth over viral image of Barbie being unalived in a kitchen appliance. There was also a 2018 dispute over the Frida Kahlo Barbie doll. Because apparently there was some copyright infringement that was put out in error for a logo for the Barbie doll. Mattel also sued Barbara Anderson Wally in 2004 over fetish merchandise site because her nickname is actually Barbie, which was dismissed in court. In 2011, the Greenpeace Foundation called out Mattel on the fact that they were not doing anything paper stability wise, and all their packaging was using paper, which was cutting down rainforests, which also kind of links back to that whole possible breakup of her and Ken. She has been the parody of Robot Chicken on Cartoon Network when she had an altercation with the Bratz. And there's just so many more. I just don't have the time to go through them all. But I figured since, hey, the movie's coming out, and some things need to be addressed. There is, a good amount of history here that people were basically hidden from for the years. Now, earlier I said I would be talking about it very little, if at all, for the live action movie. And I need to address something because before this movie drops, it needs to be changed. And as I stated earlier, Ruth Handler's kids were actually inspirations for these dolls. Now, I don't know if any of you caught in the trailer where they were making fun of Barbie and Ken sleeping over each other's houses. Keep in mind, this movie's supposed to be geared to kids. And they were making adult jokes in this, which is fine. I understand. But at the same time, they were heavily making jokes about possible relations between Barbie and Ken, which again is inspired by a brother and sister. So, guys, before you jump on the bandwagon to see things, I really need to emphasize something. You need to do your research. Because all of this that I just revealed to you, and I could do a part 2 to this if you all want me to, is not good. I mean, what's stopping this movie from rekindling some of this controversy and everything? So, I, for one, grew up with Barbie. I was not a huge fan to begin with. I kind of had no other choice to play with her because things like Bratz and Monster High didn't exist. And, well, yeah. So, it was kind of either playing with Barbies or I was going to be labeled weird. But that being said, I won't be seeing the movie. I don't mind making more videos on this. And I'm sorry if this disappointed anybody and kind of came off a little bit feminist. But at the same time, again, a lot of this history is being silenced for a reason. So, thanks for tuning in. I truly appreciate you guys listening in, and I will be back soon with another Nostalgia Corner. Stay happy, stay healthy, and don't forget, love always. Bye!